fighting with all their neighbors, especially the tough Texans. On March 19, 1840, Chief Muckwaroo, along with 60 Comanche warriors, women, and children, attend a formal peace summit in San Antonio. They want to offer up captives in exchange for food and protection.
So the Comanches decided to come into San Antonio for this peace conference. They had been weakened by certain plagues and epidemics, and also they were getting hammered by Indians from the north, the Arapaho and the Cheyenne. So they had other motives rather than just ransoming hostages to come into the council house for this peace conference.
The Comanche had promised to bring all their captives. They show up with a Mexican boy and one Anglo, 16-year-old Matilda Lockhart.
Matilda Lockhart had been kidnapped nearly 3 years before by the Comanche and had been just terribly abused. They stuffed hot coals up her nostrils. They scarred her everywhere in her body, but she was also very highly intelligent, and she had learned Comanche.
From the Comanche perspective, they were behaving honorably by coming into this council. They didn't really see any real problem with how they treated their captives. This was routine for them.
Lockhart tells the Texans that there are more captives, but Chief Muckwaroo claims that other bands of Comanche hold the hostages.
She told the whites that Muckwaroo had this plan to tell the whites that he no longer had control over the captives, that they were dispersed among other bands of Comanche. In fact, he had them all. And his plan was, instead of turning them all over at once, to ransom them one by one, and thereby get more horses, get more supplies, one at a time.
Muckwaroo said, "This is all that's in my band. I have no control over the other bands," and this infuriated the Texans.
So what the Texan officials say is, we are going to hold you hostage until these other prisoners are brought in.
The peace conference ceases. Texas Rangers and regulars file into the council house and block the exits. Other soldiers surround a large group of Comanche in the courtyard.
The order was given, if they attack, fire. One of the Indians made a break for the door. The Texan tried to stop him, and he was stabbed twice, mortally wounded.
The Texans opened fire using the terror tech of the time: smoothbore muskets, plain-style rifles, and single-shot pistols.
And in the small room, you have to understand, with these black powder musket rifles, everything was total confusion and dark.
And in the initial fire, it appears that some of the Texans who are killed are actually killed in that first volley. So they actually accidentally shoot some of their own men.
In a courtyard, the other Comanche hear shouts and screams. They attempt to break away as the Texans unload their weapons.
When the battle breaks out, the Comanches try to get out of town. They run down the streets, they're chased. It's not only the soldiers that respond, but you have many townspeople who pick up their guns and begin to chase the Comanches out of town.
San Antonio